Before I continue with presenting these new albums that I've purchased, I just want to do some crass commercial advertising. For the past 5 years, I've been presenting a radio show on community radio here in Prince George, British Columbia. I archive the shows to a website called Mixcloud, and my radio show is called Radio Mod. It's 1 hour per week, and I play older or vintage rock, pop, mod music from the 60s and 70s primarily, although I have played some newer music as well. So go have a listen to it and see what you think. It's my weekly production and presentation of good music based on my record collection and stuff. It's called Radio Mod, and the shows are being archived on Mixcloud, so if you went to Mixcloud and looked for Radio Mod, you'd probably find it. Thanks, I hope you do take a chance to listen to it. It's fun to do. It's just a hobby. Next up, we have the band Spirit, an LP called Farther Along. This album was released in 1976, and it has the kind of the classic lineup of the band, except with Jay Ferguson, I guess, wasn't in the band, but you've got the Andes brothers, Randy California, Ed Cassidy, his father-in-law, and John Locke. And in 1976, they had released another album that was a double album called The Spirit of 76. I don't remember which album came first, but the album The Spirit of 76 is a really good double album. It has some really interesting stuff on it. And the reason why it was called The Spirit of 76 is because our good friends that live in America, down in the United States, just south of us, 1976 was the 200th anniversary of American, I guess, America being formed. In Canada we call it Confederation, but in the States it's like the formation of America, so they released a double album to celebrate. This album is called Synergy, Electronic Realizations for Rock Orchestra, and the synth musician was a fellow by the name of Larry Fast. Synergy, I think, had several releases. I have another one called Chords. And this is from, I think, 1975. And something I did notice on this, they said there was, in the recording of this, they were using the QS quadraphonic mixing, which is, I think, was Sansui's quad technology at the time. But it's supposed to have superior sound quality to it. Nice cover too. Richard Thompson, Across a Crowded Room. This is an LP from the 80s. Richard Thompson, formerly of Fairport Convention. This is an album I've been looking for quite a while. I have all of their other albums from the late 60s, early 70s. Three Dog Night, it's their first LP called One. It's a very, very good album. It features the song One. Like one is the loneliest number. This one, Julie Tippett, Sunset Glow. Now, who is Julie Tippett? This is 1976. Julie Tippett was Julie Driscoll, who was a member of Brian Auger and the Trinity in the late 60s, and she married a British jazz keyboard player by the name of Keith Tippett, and became Julie Tippett. So I just picked this up because I'd never seen it before. It's kind of a curiosity, and I really like Julie Driscoll and Brian Auger stuff. This is an album that I had in vinyl for years, and then it went missing. I love this album. It is Pete Townsend and Ronnie Lane's LP called Rough Mix, released in the mid-70s. I noticed Eric Clapton's all over this too, playing acoustic and dobro and stuff. It's a great album. It's an album that people have kind of forgotten about, I think. Some more prog rock. Triumvirate, a la carte. They sounded like kind of a German version of Emerson, Lake and Palmer. If you want to pick up a great album, Illusions on a Double Dimple, it's fantastic. This is Robin Trower, Caravan to Midnight. And Robin Trower, Back It Up. This completes my Robin Trower collection of 70s and early 80s material. The band UK with John Wetton, Eddie Jobson, I think Terry Bozzio on drums. Live LP, it's called Night After Night. The late John Wetton. Ultravox, Systems of Romance. And I think that John Fox should still be on this. I think he was on their first, Ultravox's first two or three albums. I think this is their third album. And their first album is fantastic. I haven't heard the second album in a long time, but I'm still looking for that one. Vangelis, an LP called Direct. Rick Wakeman's Criminal Record. If you want to see a guy that could do stand-up comedy, it's Rick Wakeman. If you check out some YouTube videos of Rick Wakeman being interviewed, he is hilarious. What a great musician too. And I now have all of Rick Wakeman's 1970s LPs, his solo LPs, which are very good. This is an interesting album, Wind in the Willows. Kind of, I guess, sunshine pop, psych folk, you might call it, from around 1969 on Capitol Records. Now what's interesting about this is one of the members of the band, who's this girl here, you may recognize her or may not, that's Debbie Harry. And the last one to show you is the band Wishbone Ash, and this is an album that I've been looking for a while, and I found a copy earlier this year, but the jacket was really beat up. The album wasn't in bad shape, but the jacket was beat up, and I found a clean copy of it. Wishbone Ash double live dates albums, and I think Wishbone Ash deserves a good critical reevaluation. They were a pretty decent band in the early 1970s. Thank you for watching this. I am buying CDs, but not as a collector per se. I don't know what CDs, I don't collect them or buy them for financial value, but I might start doing some videos of CDs that I've picked up, because I have picked up a lot of, or many CDs that are really interesting. And in the absence of vinyl, if you want to find some good music, look for some CDs, especially in some of the second-hand shops. You might find some interesting stuff, and it's always good to find and experiment with new music. Thank you for watching.